The social media has become an indispensable partner to many around the world. Today, as it is, it plays a vital role in most human interaction. While it helps people all over the world to connect and stay connected, some of these social media platforms have become more than just fun sites. The scandal involving Facebook and Cambridge Analytica has again brought up the issue of how much social media sites we know. There are ways of life, personalities, movements, preferences, likes and dislikes, among others. The question is, are people revealing too much about their lives on the social media? As people post, share, and likes on the social media, what is the implication of this on their personal security and their well-being? Who else sees this information, and what is the safety of the data? While we'll be looking into these issues and more on Nigeria Today, I am Segun Ojelade. Welcome. Are we posting too much on the social media? That's our topic for Nigeria Today. I'm being joined in the studio to discuss this topic by two cybersecurity experts. I have with me Michael Olugbemi from the Defense Ultimate Synergy Limited. He is a cybersecurity analyst. I welcome you, Michael, to the program.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. On his left is another cybersecurity expert. He is Philip Bader. He is the past secretary of the Board of Information Systems Audits and Control Association, ISACA, and also an information security governance analyst. Gentlemen, I welcome you once again to the program.
Thank you very much.
Now, are we posting too much on the social media? That's the question on the table. Michael.
All right. Yes, will be my answer, because in Nigeria, I believe there's a possibility of when we do too much, when we go to extremes. And right now, with the stage we are, with the use of social media in Nigeria, right now I would say yes, we are posting too much. At the beginning, at the onset of the use of Facebook, I know it was very exciting for everybody to want to go and connect with their friends from secondary school, from primary school, to get to see them, and then to also measure up or show their level of progress. I show where I've been to, the schools, and what job am I currently doing, or where am I currently working. But right now, they have taken advantage of all those informations, and they are now, cyber criminals are now using it to their advantage.
When we're posting on the social media, when will it be too much? I mean, what are those things that when you say yes, it's too much, what are those things that you see that you feel, okay, this should not be there?
Okay. First of all, we have different categories of people on your friends list. So you are supposed to either categorize what information they can see. We have your family friends, we have another social cycle, and then we have for the general public. So when I go to search on your page, on your Facebook page, for example, there should be a limit to what I can have access to. And you, the owner of that page, are the one that sets those limits. So regarding travels, first of all, it's an information that you should not put on social media before you travel. I find out that a lot of people say, okay, going for summer, going for this and that, the whole family and things like that. It's fine for you to post such informations, but it should be after you return from such trips.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, the social media have become indispensable, like we say. But now, we're now saying we're using it too much. Can we balance that? Something that is indispensable, and at the same time, there is need for caution. Where do we draw the line? Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yes, we can. And unfortunately, the responsibility to balance it's individual. You know, their stakeholders have their various responsibilities. But I really want you to look at balancing it from the point of the object. Why are you on social media? Presently, you can't even avoid it. You know, 51% of the Nigerian population are online. I mean, I query such statistics, but that's what the statistics say. And out of that 51%, 75% of that population are on social media. So it comes down to you as an individual. Why are you on social media? You should be able to have a framework for your own life, a guide. Why am I on social media? For some people, it's very important for them to be on social media. Let me give you an example. An artist, somebody that sings, you know, how else will he promote his presence to affect this 75% I have just mentioned if he's not on social media? You know, I know people that do business on social media, you know, and that's the only way they can push their product. If you go to Instagram, for instance, you see pages that are strictly for advertisement. Business, yeah. The owners of such pages definitely would put that in personal information out because they want to sell. Now, compare that to Philip Bader, for instance. What would be my need, you know, to be in social media? Of course, I would want to interact with my fellow professional colleagues. So it is okay for me to be on, let's say, LinkedIn, for instance, because that way I would be able to relate with my fellow, you know, professional colleagues. And I can assure you that my presence on LinkedIn had given me so much network and professional opportunities. But where do you draw the line? For me personally, I draw the line when the information is no longer relevant or necessary. You know, if I cannot post, for instance, that yesterday I made 2 million, for instance, that information is not relevant to anybody except me.
Yes.
So why am I posting it on social media?
Now, we mentioned what happened on, the Facebook, the experience of Facebook, what we now what we're hearing about, what they do with the humongous data,
exactly,
personal data, corporate data at their disposal, and then the analytical issue about the hacking of personal data and the rest of them, including that of our president during the 2015 election. Are those ones one of the reasons where we begin to suspect that, okay, even lesser mortals like some of us should be very careful in what we do on the social media? Are you worried or scared?
Mr. Segun, the owners of these platforms have these platforms for a reason, and they are going to maximize their objective for these platforms. So your interaction with these platforms, you should understand. Let me give you a typical example. Facebook. Are you aware that for every information you post on Facebook, if I post my picture on Facebook, for instance, as long as I signed that terms and condition, that picture does no longer belongs to me?
Yes.
Are you aware? So it means that any picture that I have made up my mind to post on Facebook, I should understand that I have sold my rights to that picture, because Facebook is there for a reason. They are making a lot of money. You know, in fact, permit me to say, there's a personal issue with Facebook now, where they felt that, you know, they allowed a company to harvest data that influenced the United States election that made Donald Trump president. So these issues are real. So the question I need to ask myself at every point, at every interaction, with any social media is, why am I doing what I want to do? If I want to post an information, for instance, about maybe a naming ceremony, what is my objective? What do I want to achieve? Every time I must be character sensitive enough to know that this information, the moment I post them, they go out to the public. For instance, I can't go out to the public and shout and say, Michael, you are a goat. So why do I post on social media, Michael, you are a goat? It's just the same thing. The positive use of technology.
This Michael is a very handsome person, not a goat. Now, Michael, let's look at the way the youth use the social media today. Even when they are sent to school to go and read, they are 24 hours on the social media, and there is nothing they don't do there, you know. From your experience, now, if you are to advise them on the limits of what they do on the social media, what will you tell the Nigerian youth based on your experiences of what can happen to some of the data posted on the social media today? Because there are a number of them who don't really know the dangers of what they are doing.
Okay, thank you for that question. I would like to bring it back home. In 2012, we would all remember the cases of the case of Cynthia, Cynthia that was killed. I think she was in Nasarawa here, and flew to Lagos. Yeah. So that's a very practical case of giving too much. Two of the two of the suspects were her friends on Facebook. So before getting to accept friend request, first of all, you have to verify that you know that person. That's my first advice. You don't just see maybe a picture of a beautiful lady and then you just accept it.
Or a handsome guy.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry. Or a handsome guy. Yeah. And then you need to be disciplined. We need to know that as youths, our time is very precious. Your time is money, and we all have equal distribution of time. So for you to wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is Facebook, that shows it's gross indiscipline. Because you should know that, just like Mr. Philip said, you should have a reason. Why are you on that social media? So if maybe social media is to connect with your friends, to share assignments, to do research, that's fine and good. But for you to just hop in the morning on social media, even while lectures are going on, you're still looking at your update and things like that, it's very indisciplined.
Now let's talk a little about regulations now. Okay, maybe not regulations now, although regulation is part of it. Let's talk about the safeguards, you know, the safety valves that we have. Today, the only thing many of us know is how to go to Facebook. Yes, how to go to Facebook, how to go to Instagram, and the rest of it. You know, the only thing, we just post, we just like and share. That's the only thing we know. But what are the safety valves there? I'm sure even Facebook will have put some safety nets there, so that if you don't want this, you can do this. Now, are there options like that for social media users?
Yes. First of all, regarding the post, you can decide who sees your post, who sees your picture. You can decide whether it's the public or just people in your circle of friends. We have that security measures. And also, you can link your phone, of course, and your email will be linked to your Facebook account, so that if there's any request or change, any request for change of password, you can be notified, and then some security questions will be asked also. Because it is very important to note that your social media account is very important, because if any criminal hijacks it, he can do a lot with it.
Okay, the program is Nigeria Today. We're taking a look at how much do we use the social media and when should we apply the brakes in view of some of the very ugly situations that we have on ground nationally and across the world. The program will take a short break. My two guests are still around.
I think it's not really safe though. I personally had gone into my profile, Facebook profile, to make some changes. I deleted my details, my sensitive data, so that at least I will have some level of security there. But apart from that, it's also good in a way, interaction, getting to know your friends, see your friends you've not seen for a very long time. But I think one should be very careful the way he goes about it.
There are instances that people will just display a lot of information about themselves on the social media, and then people will just go through. People can hack even into your accounts, even when they are not your friends. They hack into your accounts and then get information about you, and at the end of the day, they use it against you.
You should be able to know that, yes, these things were created by human beings like you and I. Therefore, you cannot guarantee 100% safety.
Nowadays, there are many hackings, many things that are going wrong. You might be expecting an information, you don't know that it has been diverted. So this is one of the implications.
And my advice is anybody who is opening up any social media should make sure that it's well secured.
Those are incisive comments there by Nigerians, showing that a good number of us know exactly what it means to post on the social media and the implications of some of the things that we do. But how do we apply the safety gaps that are there is another kettle of fish. And again, what are the protections that the authorities have put in place to safeguard Nigerians? The cyberspace is open. Is it just as open as we see the open sky? What are some of are there regulations, are there laws to protect or to guide against some of these things that we all fear?
Yes, they are. In Nigeria, you have the cyber law of 2014, I think, and that is the one that I know that is law now. I know of several bills that are still in the House that have not been passed. So the question of law is not the issue. The issue is how effective the law has been. You know, I'm always a believer that if there is a law, there should be, first of all, a framework to guide that law, and there should be a body that will be responsible for the implementation of that law. I am sorry to say that in Nigeria, we don't have such, and we are lacking behind. I can proudly tell you that in Europe, for instance, there is a general data protection regulation that is going to take effect from May, and that is the up-10th law that has been revised over the years in Europe. And it is the law is on the protection of data. What should organizations do with your personal data? That is what the law is all about. Like I told you, the law passed in Nigeria it was passed in 2014 and 2015. Okay, and I don't know who is responsible for the implementation of that law. I don't know. Michael, do you? I don't think there is. There is a body. The only body I know is ONSA. That's but how much?
Even the NCC.
Yes,
to some extent.
Exactly. But how much have they done? How much can they do? The Cynthia case, for instance.
Yes.
What would they have done? Could they have prevented that?
Okay.
You know.
Now, there is another thing that I want to ask. Now, how do you know that there is danger looming on your wall, for instance? How do you know that, okay, yes, this is not genuine, or something is about to happen? Are there alarm things that can signal an alarm of the user of the social media? How do you know when danger is knocking?
Okay. First of all, if I will still go from the password security angle, when somebody tries to access your email without authorization, Facebook sends you an alert to your phone to verify, are you the one that requested for this? So if you are not, straight away, you say you are not the one, and then they blocks out that person. And then, of course, Facebook records IP addresses of locations wherever an attempt is made. Then secondly, when you begin to get unsolicited calls of people pretending to be somebody that they harvest your data from Facebook, so they can contact you. And if I quickly say that, your phone number should not be on your Facebook to display. Key. Yes, because last year I got series of calls using I knew that because there are certain information that I knew it was only available on Facebook. For somebody to call me some names, I'll know that it must have been from Facebook. And what I did was quickly went there and deleted those things or blocked public access from viewing some things to
those names.
Okay, no, it's not necessary.
Now, okay, now let's look at. We should talk regulations again. We should talk about the safety of the Nigerian cyberspace. Is the Nigerian cyberspace protected in any way? This is not talking about regulations. You know, is it possible to hack into personal data? Is it possible to hack into even institutional data? You know, in this country today, is there a kind of protective cover on some of our sensitive national institutions and data?
Segun,
not to talk
as I speak with you, they are hacking into our critical infrastructures and they are harvesting data. And it's not just a Nigerian problem. It's happening all over the world. You are only as secure as the minute you are secured, you know. In America, America is suffering it, China is suffering it, everybody is hacking everybody. So the issue of whether you are going to be hacked is not what is at play right now. It's just a matter of time. So we are not protected. You know, I'm sorry I'm crying foul, but that is just the fact. You must be prepared that your data would be lost. You must be prepared that your personal information would be harvested. So what do you need to do as an individual? You need to be personally responsible for the image you have presented to on social media. Yeah. You are personally responsible to safeguard that information. You are personally responsible to make sure that the information you are providing is correct, is the basic, and it is not overblotted. It is not on. It should be on a need to use basis. Okay. You remember I started by saying, Mr. Segun, that what are you posting on social media? Is it relevant? What are your objectives? You must be able to define these things because you must know that this information would be hacked.
There are some people who should not just be on the social media.
I agree.
Who are those ones that, okay, sister, you needn't be there, you know, or brother, I mean, you are exceeding the limits of human safety. Who are those that you will advise? If they can do without it, please don't get there.
Okay, for those ones that they eat, let me say they live and eat. Some people that can't do 5 minutes without it. They are so conscious of their public image. People that they can't do without posting picture every day on social media. Okay, for example, those ones that do selfie, like this is me just waking up in the afternoon this is lunchtime.
Or my baby is kicking.
Oh, your baby is kicking. Now that is even too, that is more dangerous. That's more dangerous. So I feel what you should be doing on social media should be related to your job, or it should be adding value, not just for fun. It's not just about the fun. It should be adding value. So whatever you are doing that is not adding value, yes.
You want to quickly add that 1 or 2 sentences?
Yes, I wanted to say, and fake news providers.
Oh.
There are people that just celebrating sending fake news, you know. Okay, and they are killing people in Kogi State now. That was the last one I got. And they say 5 local governments have been hijacked by, you know, criminals and everything. That was the latest one I got. And I had to respond. I got it on WhatsApp and I said, source, please. You know, such people should not be on social media. You don't use that platform to provide fake information because you just create
speech.
Yes, because you just create panic. And you create unnecessary profiling and, you know, things that we have no business interacting.
That is another issue for another program. But I thank you for all your perspectives on the program. Michael Olugbemi, thank you for all that you've said on the program today. And I must thank you also, Mr. Beda Phillips. I thank you for all that you've said on the program. Beda Phillips is from where, please?
Okay, I'm from Kogi State.
Okay, thank you very much. Until we come your way with yet another edition of the program, Nigeria Today, on behalf of every one of us in the studio, I am Shegun Ojelade saying, join us tomorrow. Bye-bye.